Alright, here we are in post event, kind of looking back on my deck. Um, I feel like the draft portion went pretty well. I'm pretty confident with it. And let's see. We opened up pack one, pick one. We got this Fleece main line right here. Good card when it actually can get online and do everything. And regardless, a 3/3 for 2 is just fantastic. Alright. I feel like I got a little bit happy when I was drafting with the enchantments and not enough heroic cards. I've got the Fleece main line that wears everything really well. Other than that, the only real heroic cards I have in here are going to be the Staunch Hearted Warrior, the Wingsteed Rider, and the Phalanx Leader, all of which are pretty good cards. The Phalanx Leader and the Wingsteed Rider obviously better than the Staunch Hearted Warrior. Staunch Hearted Warrior is a little conditional in my opinion. I'd much rather have the Centaur Battlemaster, the 3/3 heroic that gives 3 counters instead of 2. And it's a little bit better in my opinion because it doesn't just die right off the bat to Magma Jet or any of those other kind of cheaper removal spells like Magma Jet, Lightning Strike, anything red and burny really. Um, the way that the games ended up playing out is that I frequently had things in my hand that I couldn't cast, which got a little annoying. It was either due to land issues or not having a creature and having a bunch of the enchantments or instants and sorceries on the field, things to modify creatures, um, and just nothing to put them on. So I learned my lesson there. And let's see, yeah, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that modify creatures, and then that's not counting. Let's put these over here. The emissaries and the bestow creatures, which frequently are just the same thing. They're modifying creatures if at all possible. Um, yeah, and I have 5 of those. So it put me at kind of a disadvantage because a lot of the bestow creatures that aren't the emissaries, and even some of the emissaries, are just, they're good on their own, but they tend to be a little lackluster at the point in the game when you would play them. Like the 1/1 lifelink for 1, it's good, but it dies really fast. It'd be much better suited on, say, a Wingseed Rider, where you're attacking for 4 in the air on turn 4 and gaining 4 life on top of that. Um, all things considered, I really did enjoy playing the deck. I thought it was a lot of fun. Um, I made a lot of mistakes, and there were a bunch of things that if I had done a little bit better math or just kind of been a little more attentive, then I would have kind of caught a lot of more of what was going on with my deck and what I could have played and what I could have done differently. But that's why we're making these videos, to go back and look at that. Ultimately, when it came to sideboarding, the only real boarding choice that I had was round 1. I was playing against a pretty aggressive deck. At least that's what I saw in game 1. So in game 2, I went on ahead and took out the Griffin, and I brought in the Yoke Docs just to have a decent sized toughness to kind of keep from taking all of those 1 and 2 kind of incremental damages that could turn into something crazy if left alone. Um, Other than that, in round 2, I don't think I did boarding at all. It was only 2 games, and there wasn't anything that looked like it was going to help in that matchup. I played against a black-blue control kind of deck. Um, and if anybody that's watching this sees anything, I'm very, very much looking for recommendations on what I could have done better, how I could have played better, but we'll see those in further videos. And just kind of like when it comes to deck building, what could be done differently. Next time I actually record all these things, I'm going to get the draft portion as well as the um, initial deck building in one video instead of having to go back and look at it the way that I'm doing here. And maybe sometime soon I'll be able to start streaming, but that's going to be entirely up to whenever my computer decides to work. And so that's pretty much all I have here when it came to deck building. Um, and I'll see you guys in the next video for the coverage of what happened in round one.